What's up, everybody? Kier Gomes here, and welcome back. I'm not gonna say it. I'm not gonna say it because I don't need, I don't need to say it. That's the thing. I don't even need to say it. I'm not gonna say it. Fuck it. Whew. Today is gonna be a good one. Thank you guys for clicking on this video. Today I am going to be bringing you a review of a new deck of cards from a new creator that I'm really excited to be talking about. As you guys can tell from the intro, the thumbnail, all of that good stuff, today we are going to be talking about the new CANIS Lupus Playing Cards by Card Mechanic. Now, these cards were designed and produced by my buddy Vineet. He is a new friend of mine, but I actually paid for this deck with my own money before I even met Vineet. Therefore, I bought this deck as somebody who liked the cards and not somebody who is doing a review for a friend. And I think it's important to make that distinction because it's come to my attention that some people who watch my reviews think that I spend too much time complimenting the designs of these cards and not talking about what I don't like. I mean, to that I say, hey, I only review stuff that I like anyway. But that's not the point. The point is, today I'm going to be giving you guys my full thoughts on the CANIS Lupus Alpha Edition playing cards by Card Mechanic. All that and more coming up, but before we get into it, please do drop a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's roll that intro and get you guys on your way. Alright, so the CANIS Lupus playing cards. Like I said, these were produced by Card Mechanic. That is my buddy Vineet Sapaha, I think it is, Sapea. Hopefully I'm saying that right. Vineet is a very talented magician. He's also a YouTuber, so he is here on this platform. In fact, if you guys are not subscribed, I'm gonna leave his information down below. You should go check him out. I actually just had me on his podcast. Anyway, before I met Vineet, another deck review channel slash buddy of mine, Disky, actually sent me or put on his Instagram story, I think, a picture of these cards. Sparked my curiosity, so I went to the website to check them out, and I liked them enough to buy some. Anyway, I knew from when I bought this deck that as soon as I received it, I would be reviewing it. Now, I got it on pre-order, so it took a little while to get to me, but now that we have it, let's get into it. You guys know the first thing we do, cellophane test. Look at that. Boom. It's not a problem. It's not a problem. All right, now I'm gonna do my best with the colors to keep this as accurate as possible, but this is a very deep purple. It looks a little bit blue on camera maybe. So I'm gonna roll in some B-roll, maybe with some natural light so you guys can see the actual color. It's very, very purple. It's very vibrant yet very deep. It's actually not my favorite. It's not a color that I would typically go for. I'm not the hugest fan of purple anyway, as if you can believe it, but it almost has a tint of blue, which I do like, so it's close. It's not bad, actually. All right, now the front of the tuck box has what looks like a chess piece almost, but with a wolf as the figurehead of it. Now, this is going to be prominent in the back design. This is something that you're going to see again kind of throughout the deck. This was designed by Vineet, and I think it looks really cool. It's kind of got this like regal. It's very, very regal, and I like that. Now, this deck being called CANIS Lupus, themes are very important. The theme here being wolves. This side of the deck says the strength of the pack is the wolf. And if you turn it around, it says the strength of the wolf is the pack. I like it because the phrase kind of has interchangeable words, so you can put one version of it on one side, one on the other side. I do think that's really clever. On the top of the deck, you get this little, I think it's like an amethyst stone, which looks really nice. And then you get some add copy at the bottom. The back design of the box is, of course, the back design of the cards. Now, pretty basic tuck box in general. There's nothing wrong with that. I've never really been much of a tuck box guy. As somebody who used to like just walking around doing card tricks, I never really cared about the quality of the box. As long as it could hold the cards and as long as they wouldn't warp in my pocket, I was fine. Keeping that wolf theme alive, there's a quote on the inside of the tuck box. The wolf doesn't concern itself over the opinions of sheep. That's cool too. That's kind of like a lot of wolf quotes going on the box, but it is cool. It's very, at least they're cool quotes, you know. All right, your back design looks like this. It looks real good. Again, this looks blue on camera, more blue than it actually is. It's more of like a very deep amethyst, so you have to keep that in mind. I'll do my best to make it as accurate as possible, but it's kind of got like those, you know, like that Fontaine mirroring where they're off-centered. They're not mirrored top and bottom. They're kind of mirrored in the corners, which looks cool. And it's that same wolf that we saw from the front of the tuck box. cards. As well, you get round and pretty thin borders. I would say they're more on the thin than thick side, but I guess about medium sized. These were printed by USPCC on classic stock, not crushed, so they're a little thick and they feel really good. They actually, to me, feel the exact same as the Slow Hands V2 deck, which I know a lot of you guys love. And they also feel like the new Bubblegum playing cards by my buddy Solomon. Those feel exactly like the tortoise back. So really good feeling print runs from USPCC these days. Your Ace of Spades looks like this. It's that same wolf that we saw on the front of the box and the back design. So instead of having a spade pip, it's just that like kind of chess piece. It says Canis Lupus Alpha Edition under it. Canis Lupus obviously being the name of the deck brand. This is the Alpha Edition. I also want to say, good choice putting the brand name on the Ace of Spades. I'm somebody who's always talked about how I think that's a good idea. All right, now you're gonna get two identical jokers. This is, again, that same wolf from the back design and from the Ace of Spades and from the box, but the only difference is that it's more detailed. These look more like photographs almost of wolves as opposed to the back designs, which are a little bit more caricature. These statues have a V at the base, which either stands for Vineet or it stands for like a Roman numeral for 5, which I guess you could use as like a reveal if you're working with spectators who know Roman numerals. Now, I will say I personally am not ultra crazy about the jokers. I think that it would have been good to kind of stick with either that same design from the Ace of Spades or change the Ace of Spades and put what you put on there on the jokers, but that's just my opinion. All right, now in terms of ad cards and gaff cards, you are gonna get a Canis Lupus ad card. And it comes with this QR code on it, don't know what it goes to. And it has another wolf quote on it. It says,
"An alpha wolf can be violent and assertive when the situation calls for it, but for the most part, it leads with strength, mettle, and heart."
So again, some kind of lore, some wisdom of wolves. In fact, if you guys have ever read the book, The Wisdom of Wolves, I think some of those quotes can be found in there. It's cool stuff, man. You can tell that Vineet really dove into the theme here, really committed to it, and that's great. You're also gonna get a duplicate King of Diamonds, and this will give you guys an idea of what the face cards are gonna be looking like. Not bad. You can use duplicates for a lot of stuff. I highly recommend keeping them around. All right, now in terms of the faces, you are gonna get pretty much standard faces. So the pips and indices on the spades and clubs are still black and a very standard shape, orientation. Now, Vineet being a magician and specifically somebody with card table skills, having a deck that resembles a poker style deck makes perfect sense. And honestly, I prefer that for my decks. I like standard faces, always have. However, you might notice that the hearts and diamonds, instead of being red, have been swapped out for that same indigo kind of deep purple that we see on the back design. Now, here's my thing with this. I've said it in the past, I really think it's a cool idea if you have a cool color scheme that you want to maintain throughout the deck to change the colors of your pips to match the design. I think that's super important, and I think for a lot of decks it makes the difference between being something that people think is well thought out and something that isn't, and I like that touch here. But I will say the color is so deep and so dark that it's almost hard to tell that the hearts and diamonds are not black. Like, I feel like for a spectator, if you look at a spade and a heart next to each other, I feel like a spectator might have a hard time kind of determining the difference. So if there's somebody that doesn't know what face cards values and all that stuff is like, if they're not familiar with that, I mean, I doubt it'll be an issue performing, but for me, it looks a little too close, and I don't think there's anything wrong with that either. All right, now your court cards are also almost standard, but they have been customized and tweaked a little bit, and I'm loving it. So let me just kind of roll through these real quick. We got the Jack of Clubs. You can see that the color customizing is really the biggest difference here, but some of the uniforms as well look like they've been altered a little bit, and some of the court cards have different things. Like, for example, your duplicate King of Spades is holding like a tiny amethyst diamond, and the regular King of Spades is not holding anything. So you can use that for a cool magic effect. It kind of adds a little layer. In fact, if you guys pre-ordered this deck, it actually comes with a small bag of amethyst stones. I don't think they're real. I think they're costume jewelry or whatever, but they look really cool, and definitely something you can use for an effect where maybe you can work in the diamond that the king is holding. to being one of the amethysts that you have. I don't know. You also get Vineet himself as the king of spades. I think every magician's ego really takes over when they're designing a deck and they get to put their face on it. And I have to say, if you have the means to put your face on a deck of cards and do it well, definitely do it. It's awesome. It's the kind of thing where I think court cards, the faces aren't what matters. It's more, do the cards look standard, right? And when you have a custom deck of cards that you've produced and your face is on it, there is something special about it. It is the kind of thing where you want to make sure you send one to your mom, or you want to make sure your brother's got some. And I like that. And I think it's important to take those little liberties because it really makes the project yours. And Vineet, for your first deck, I have to say, pretty impressive job getting your face as the king of spades, because it's not easy to draw court cards. All right, now like I said, these cards are printed by USPCC on classic stock and air cushion finish, so they're gonna feel really good. They're gonna feel like bicycles or tally hos. They're gonna feel like the slow hands tortoise backs. Final thoughts, I wasn't really crazy about the color of the deck, but you never know, there could be future editions where we get other colors. I feel like I don't know anything more about wolves than I did, but I definitely feel more inspired and kind of revved up to practice some cardistry. So I don't even know if that's like a criticism. If you guys are interested in buying this deck, I would recommend it. This is something that I paid my own money for. I don't regret doing it. I might even grab a few more. If you guys are interested in grabbing some for yourself, the link is down below. You can also go show Vineet himself some love. Go follow him here on YouTube. Go follow him on Instagram. Drop some likes. Watch our video. Watch our podcast. It was a lot of fun to do. Vineet, if you're watching this, I am looking forward to the next edition of the deck. And congratulations on your first one, man. It worked out for you. If you guys like this video, please let me know by dropping a like. I would really appreciate it. Also, I hope you'll consider subscribing for more awesome videos just like this. And with all that being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day. I know I will. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby. I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars.